Yes, that sign says, "The greatest cruelty is our casual blindness to the despair of others." Hashtag she does. Of course, I love women, but it's really sad to me that right next to the Women's March, there's a bunch of tents. I'm in downtown Los Angeles, so if I went over a few blocks, you'd see thousands of tents. You'd see thousands of homeless people. One of the worst homeless situations I've ever seen in my life, and people come here from Europe and say, "I've never seen anything like it." It's sad to me that no one notices that. And in Los Angeles, you have the Democratic politicians. They talk about Trump all the time. All you ever hear them talk about is Trump, 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 Trump. But if you look at the stats, we lead in poverty. We're #1 in small businesses fleeing to China. We have the highest taxes, yet now teachers are on strike. So even though they're taking all of our money, clearly it's not going to roads and teachers like they always say. They're on strike because they're not getting paid well enough. It's these type of things that have led me away from the Democratic Party. It's a lot of talk, not a lot of action. It's a lot of women's marching, and that's great, but if you really look at the world, in the Western world, in Europe and America, women are treated the best. You go to the Middle East, women don't have rights in Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Pakistan. Women don't get to march like this. There's Nicaraguan protesters over there.
This is what happened in Nicaragua.
Okay.
Really, this is really dramatization. You see that woman is over there.
In Nicaragua, you're not allowed to be anti-president. They'll probably murder you. It's like that in a lot of countries. Enes Kanter from the Knicks was talking bad about Turkey's leader, and he can't even go to the UK because he's afraid he's going to get assassinated in the UK. So America's a really beautiful place. Of course, women are great, but sometimes being grateful is important too. Sometimes it's important to be appreciative because God giveth and God taketh. And if you don't appreciate what you have, you will lose it. And you don't appreciate what you have till it's gone. And I have a feeling that American women don't really appreciate enough. And you could see here, you have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people marching on the streets, homeless over here. And then you have a sign that says, "The greatest cruelty is our casual blindness to the despair of others," standing right next to a dozen homeless tents. And some of the homeless is due to poverty, and a lot of it's due to mental health. But in cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco, they just throw money at these people, and they take taxpayer money. They hurt the middle class to try to prop up the poor, but they don't do it properly because the entire left, which I used to be a big part of, they lack self-accountability, self-responsibility, and self-awareness. If you're black, they say you can't vote. If you're Latino or LGBT or women, they say, "We have your back, vote for us, vote for us." But they really don't, because they don't teach strength and self-accountability, which are really, really important. That's the first line of defense in any situation. And if you don't have self-responsibility, self-accountability, self-awareness, you can't protect yourself from anything in life. And there's a lot of really amazing people. I had a great day here. There's some strong people, some good people, don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of people looking for leaders because they don't have self-accountability and self-awareness, and they're getting misled by people who just tell them it's never your fault. You're oppressed. Everything's bad for you. We're gonna help you. We're gonna save you. Women are getting treated horribly there. But then you have a lot of sponsors and stuff pulling out because they're aligning with people who have ideologies that aren't really compatible with Western civilization. In countries, they're supporting ideologies that women are not allowed to dress how they want to dress. Women are not allowed to work where they want to work. Women are not allowed to drive in certain countries. They're just changing that now, but it's not that bad in America to be a woman, so I wish there was more appreciation. I was here, had a great time for hours. I can't really think of one sign that I saw that was actually just pro-woman, that wasn't anti-man, anti-Trump, anti-Republican. It was all negative, 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 throwing jabs. There's not a lot of appreciation, and it's really sad because I know that that actually doesn't help women. It actually hurts women, and a lot of women in this country are lost. You see, we have an opioid problem. We have a suicide problem. The life expectancy is going down for the first time in modern history, and a lot of these are because we're preaching on Twitter, on Facebook, on Snapchat, on every single television station, everywhere. We're preaching lack of self-accountability, lack of self-responsibility, lack of self-awareness, and pro-negativity, lack of gratefulness, lack of appreciation. These are the things that will empower you in life and make you happy and successful, and they preach the exact opposite. And if I come up on TV or the award show and I say, "Hey, I think the president's not really as bad as you think they would ban me from existence just for being right. The truth is now hate speech. The truth is now not accepted, and that's not okay because it's affecting women and children the most." And I had a great time. I love people here, But the fact that you see all of this homeless on the side, everyone's walking past it, taking selfies like they don't even see it, and they don't have a real solution. They just take taxpayer money and don't do anything about it.